Today, we're diving into some financial wisdom that's, about 4,000 years old. We're talking about George Clason's classic, The Richest Man in Babylon. And trust me, these aren't just some dusty old secrets. They are timeless, powerful principles for building wealth that work just as well today as they did way back then.
So the book kicks off with a question that it feels like it could have been written this morning. Why is it that we can work our tails off day in and day out, and our bank accounts just don't seem to grow? This was the exact problem people were dealing with in ancient Babylon, which, funnily enough, was the wealthiest city in the world at the time.
And this is coming from a guy named Banseer. He was a master chariot builder, probably the best in the city. He worked constantly, he was skilled, but he had nothing to show for it. He's looking around at all this incredible wealth, and he's just wondering, why isn't any of it mine?
And that's when they have this light bulb moment. They realize, wait a minute, we've spent our whole lives getting really, really good at our jobs, building chariots, making music, but we've never, not once, actually studied the craft of building wealth. So they decide to go find the one guy who had it all figured out, their old friend Arkad, who just so happened to be the richest man in all of Babylon.
Okay, so what was the very first secret Arkad shared with them? It's what he called the first cure for a lean purse. And honestly, this is the bedrock. It's the foundation that everything else is built on. The principle is so simple, it's almost deceptive. But Arkad said it should be understood like it was written in letters of fire across the sky. It's a huge mental shift. True financial progress isn't about how much money you make, it's all about how much money you keep. So here's the practical rule, the nitty-gritty. Before you pay your rent, before you buy groceries, before a single cent goes to anyone else for any reason, you must save at least 1/10 of every single thing you earn. That part is for you. And think about it, right? Normally, we get paid, and then we pay our bills, our credit cards, our subscriptions. We pay everybody else first. Arkad's big lesson is to just completely flip that script. When you pay yourself first, you are making a statement that your financial future is your #1 priority. But just piling up coins in a corner isn't the real goal here. The money you save, that's just the seed. The next step, the really exciting part, is making that money get to work for you. Arkad had this great way of looking at it. He taught that every single dollar you save is like a little worker, and its only job is to go out into the world and earn more money for you, until you have an entire army of earnings all working around the clock to fill your purse. This is such a brilliant illustration of the magic of compounding, isn't it? Your money earns money, and then the money it earns starts earning its own money. Before you know it, you've created this cascade, this golden stream that just flows into your account, getting bigger and bigger over time. And that is the real endgame. Wealth isn't some static pile of cash sitting in an account. Real wealth is a self-sustaining river of income that keeps flowing, whether you're working, traveling, or just taking a nap. Now that's what true financial freedom actually looks like. Okay, so once that river of gold starts flowing, you've got a brand new problem to solve. You have to protect the wealth you're building. You have to make sure you don't lose it. And Arkad himself learned this one the hard way. It's actually a great story. Early on, he took his entire year's savings and gave it to a guy named Asmor, a brickmaker, who was going on a trip. Asmor promised he'd buy some rare jewels and they'd sell them for a massive profit. The only problem? Asmor knew everything about making bricks, but he knew absolutely nothing about jewels. He got totally swindled, came back with a bag of worthless glass, and just like that, Arkad's hard-earned money was gone. Poof! The lesson his mentor taught him next was one he never forgot. It's such a simple but powerful point, isn't it? You wouldn't ask a baker for advice about astronomy. So why on earth would you trust your money to someone who has no expertise in that specific kind of investment? So that total disaster taught Arkad some of the most important rules for protecting his money. Number 1, always prioritize the security of your initial investment. And number 2, run away from get-rich-quick schemes and anyone who promises you the moon with no risk. But here's the thing. All these rules, all this wisdom, it's all useless without one final crucial ingredient: action. The book makes this fantastic argument that good luck isn't just some random thing that happens to you. Nope. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity, and you actually have the courage to jump on it. The goddess of good luck, as the book calls her, favors the decisive. She favors the person who acts.
She has absolutely no time for people who hesitate and wait and wonder. Opportunities are fleeting, and procrastination, well, it's the thief that lets them get away.
So in the end, the wisdom of Babylon isn't really about ancient history, is it? It's about timeless truths. But knowing these truths means nothing if you don't do anything with them. So the book leaves all of us with one final, very personal question. Now that you know the path, what is the one action, the very first step you're going to take down that road, starting today?